Hello, hello, hello. It's Let's Talk Football here once again on TAF TV, your favorite online TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius, and you're welcome once again to your very best football show. And I'm not doing the football show alone today. I have Christopher here with me. He's my partner in crime. Christopher, how do you do?
I'm fine, bro. I'm fine.
Yes, so as my partner in crime, bring out your gun. Let's go. All right, so you know how we do it on the show. We'll be giving you the very best of football gist, and of course, the trending topics in football in and around the world. And amongst the headlines, one of the major headlines in football is the trending divorce case of PSG PSG star Hakimi and his wife. Hiba Habuk, yes.
Yeah.
So there is a divorce case between him and his wife right now, and she's demanding more than half of his assets. Right, so we're going to be talking about that, and of course, Chelsea this season. What is actually wrong with Chelsea? That's going to be one of our major discussions today. What is really wrong with Chelsea? Over £300 million spent on this team in January, and yet the team doesn't look like a team that has even, gotten any investment in whatsoever way. I think in any way you can ever imagine. Yeah. Todd Boehly came in. Yes, we had a change of ownership, but so far Chelsea hasn't looked the team they used to be 2 years ago. So that's, and of course we'll be talking about Sadio Mane's bust up with Leroy Sané. After the Manchester City game, UCL game that they lost 3-0 at the Etihad Stadium. That and many more we shall be discussing on today's program. So, hey, guess what? Grab a coffee, sit back and relax, because you're about to enjoy the very best of football just here. So, Christopher, we'll start first by talking on this weekend's games. Especially in the Premier League, the La Liga, and the Bundesliga. You know how we do it now. This weekend in the Premier League, we have Aston Villa going to be playing at home against Newcastle United, and that game is coming up by 12:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Chelsea are going to be playing at home to Brighton and Hove Albion, and that game is coming up by 3 p.m. Nigerian time. At 3 p.m. Nigerian time again, we have Everton playing at home to Fulham. Southampton playing at 3 p.m. again at home to Crystal Palace. Tottenham playing at home by 3 p.m. to Bournemouth. Wolves playing against Brentford at home. That game coming by 3 p.m. as well. And then lastly on Saturday we have Manchester City playing against Leicester City. That game comes up by 5:30 p.m. So without wasting much time now, Christopher, please let me get your thoughts on the Aston Villa Newcastle game. What do you make of that game, given the fact that both teams are actually in very good form right now, fine form. The last 5 games for both teams, of course, I think none of them has recorded a loss in their last 5 games. Yeah. Aston Villa having 4 wins out of 5 games and then 1 draw. The only draw coming against West Ham. And Newcastle, on the other hand, has won all 5 of their last games. Wow, that's some amazing record. And they both sit 3rd and 6th respectively on the Premier League table right now. So, Christopher, let me get your thoughts on this game. What do you think is going to be the outcome?
Yeah, if you're looking at the Newcastle, I think we are seeing the Newcastle that started the season when they are going on winning spree. But I think this one will be a draw because Aston Villa is in 5 form, and I think they want to see this one out for a draw. They won't want to lose any points in the season. I think they all want Europe. Aston Villa want Europe, at least UEFA League. So I think they will want to get a point out of this particular game. So I think this will be a draw.
A draw?
A draw.
A 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw?
That'll be goals. But I don't think it will be like a 2-2 draw, maximum 1-1 or 2-2. Aston Villa concede goals though, but I think it will be a 1-1 draw.
Well, that's your prediction. But personally, I know Aston Villa in fine form. But with the form Newcastle are playing with right now, I see them taking the day. Okay, so top scorers for both teams is Watkins and Almiron with 12 goals and 11 goals between themselves respectively. Watkins have 12 goals for this season in 29 games played, and Almiron has 11 goals in 25 games played. So according to Christopher, he says he sees that game as a draw. Well, I don't see it as a draw. So over now to the Chelsea game. Chelsea are playing at home, Stamford Bridge, against one of the most informed teams in the Premier League this season. Pep Guardiola, the manager for Manchester City, has recently given credit to the manager of Brighton and Hove Albion, De Zerbi, for being one of the very best in the business right now. And of course, he made no secret of his admiration for the kind of football Brighton are playing right now. So what do you make of that particular game, given the form Chelsea are in? And just a brief record of the last 5 games between the both teams. We have Chelsea in their last 5 games have lost 3 and have drawn 2, which means Chelsea have no wins in their last 5 games. Drawing 2-2 to Everton, losing 2-0 to Aston Villa, drawing 0-0 to Liverpool, and then 1-0 loss to Wolves and 2-0 loss to Real Madrid in the Champions League this week. And then Brighton, on the other hand, in the last 5 games have 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. That's a very good record as well. So I don't know. Christopher, what do you make of this game? Another loss for Chelsea, right?
No, I don't think Chelsea will going to lose this one. Personally, Chelsea, they're not in form. We all know that. But Brighton also have their own issues also on the road.
Okay.
So I feel this will also be a draw. I don't see Brighton walking away with the 3 points, not Chelsea. So I think they will share the spots on this one also.
A draw as well.
I feel they want to share the spots.
They both sit 7th and 11th on the table respectively, and Brighton are looking like a team that are actually very intentional about claiming a spot in Europe, be it Europa or Champions League right now. So don't you think that that pressure, that push might just give them the edge over Chelsea?
That might give them the push, but don't forget that under Frank Lampard, even though the Chelsea drew against Liverpool, if you can watch the Chelsea against Liverpool, it was a different Chelsea entirely.
Okay.
So the way you could see the hunger to score, but it wasn't coming.
Okay.
Chelsea is having a compound problem, not just from a coach or a team. It's all from the defense.
So
from the midfield.
given from what you just said now, you made reference to the game against Liverpool. Do you think that just maybe Todd Boehly made a wrong decision bringing back Frank Lampard? Maybe he should have just let Bruno Salto continue as the interim coach for now, at least until the end of the season. It's just 8 games to go.
It feels.
I mean, you played against even if Liverpool are not so good, but at least they are a top team, and you even managed to score 2 goals that were chalked off.
He feels Lampard is the right man for the job. He feels that
Why would anyone in his right senses feel Lampard is the right man for the job at Chelsea at this point in time? For crying out loud, Lampard had been in this same Chelsea team some months back.
A different Chelsea team entirely.
It doesn't change the fact that he was in this Chelsea team, and then he had the opportunity to sign players and he could not use them. I think as at then I made a prediction that Lampard would end up signing players he would not use, and it came to pass. He was sacked, and then Tuchel came in, used the same set of players to win Champions League, the Super Cup, and then the Club World Cup, like I predicted.
Personally, I wouldn't go for Lampard as my caretaker coach.
Who does that?
But let's see what Tom Boehly has in mind. But for team, but what he has done already. So, but I feel on this particular game, I feel it will be a draw. All
right. So top scorers for both teams this season is Havertz for Chelsea and McAllister, the number 10 for Brighton and Hove Albion. Havertz with 7 goals this season in 29 games, and McAllister with 8 goals in 25 games this season. All right, so you're saying it's a draw between Chelsea and Brighton. All right, but I don't see that game as a draw. I see it as another loss, loading for Chelsea. All right, so over now to the next game. Everton are playing home to Fulham at Goodison Park. So what do you make of that game? Everton hasn't really been in good shape, but ever since the introduction of Shandijk, I think they've been able to hold their nerves a little bit, at least towards the end of the season. Their last 5 games, they've only recorded 1 loss, which came in the 2-0 loss to Manchester United recently. They've had 3 draws and just 1 victory. While Fulham, on the other hand, have a pretty bad, run of form. Their last 5 games, they've lost all 5. And then it now makes you wonder that just maybe Everton might just have the day this time around. What do you think, Christopher?
Currently, Everton, if you watch it very well, Everton are playing well at home.
Fulham are 10th on the league right now, and Everton is below them, is 17th.
Yeah, Everton will go home with the 3 points. The 3 points will remain at Goodison Park. Everton, ever since Shandijk came to Everton, like at home, they have been playing well. have been trying to follow their games. They've been having, even though they've not been winning in
They've
goals.
been compact,
yeah,
right?
they've been compact. Like Everton will see that conceding 3-4-2. At least the defense is choking up. I think they're trying to
Looking
find
more
the balance.
organized now.
Yes, the team is trying to find the shape in Everton right now. So I feel Everton will want to take away something from this match. So they won't lose the 3 points.
Okay, so you're
Like
saying Everton are going with all 3 points.
This is a very, very vital 3 points for Everton.
Okay.
Coupled with the fact that Bournemouth won during the weekend, last weekend. So Everton will need the 3 points.
Okay.
They will surely need the 3 points. So it's
So
very,
scoreline
very
in mind?
I feel it to be a 1-0 match.
1-0. All right.
In favor of Everton.
I think I'll agree with you on that one. So top scorers for both teams, we have Gray for Everton with 4 goals this season in 24 games, not surprising. And then for Fulham, we have Mitrovic, the one and only Mitrovic, with 11 goals in 21 games this season. It's really a sad one. He plays for a team like Fulham. Maybe if he had scored those kind of goals for a top team, for a more top team,
Like Man U,
like Man U, Arsenal or so,
Yeah.
that would have been better. All right, over now to the next fixture on Saturday in the Premier League. We have Southampton playing at home against Crystal Palace. That game comes up by 3 p.m. as well, Nigerian time. So, Christopher, let me get your thoughts on this game. The stats for both teams in their last 5 games. Southampton haven't had a win in their last 5 games. They've had 3 losses and 2 draws. And then Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have managed just 2 wins in their last 5 games with 3 losses, coming against Arsenal, Brighton, and Manchester City. I think those losses won't be surprising anyways.
And I think they got a victory against was it over the weekend? 5-1 against
Yes.
Against who was that again?
I think that should be against Leicester City.
Leicester 5-1, like 5-1. Was it Leicester City? Yes, or Leicester City. Leicester City?
Yeah,
5-1. I was surprised. I wasn't expecting to see Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Everybody was like, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but if you can watch, ever since Roy Hodgson came back to Crystal Palace, there's been a change.
Yes.
Yeah, I think before it was this reliance on Zaha
for goals.
But now Metete, Eze, Olise, everybody is coming together. Like
the goal threats are coming from all corners now.
Everywhere, it's coming everywhere. So I feel, based on form and based on everything I've seen so far, I believe Crystal Palace will walk away with another away victory this weekend.
But do you see the ginger in the Crystal Palace team as just the impact of the coach's Hodgson's tactics, or just the fact that the new coach effect? You know, there's always this new coach effect whenever a new coach takes over a team.
Yeah, there's always this new coach effect whenever a coach takes over.
But Hodgson is no stranger to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Austin is no stranger, and Austin, if you know Austin very well, Austin likes to attack, he likes to score goals. If you look when he was brought into Crystal Palace, when they were around about how many matches did he win? Was it 10 matches when they had that record in Premier League? The only team that played 10 matches for a season without a win, and they lost all in the beginning of the season. So he came over to go for the coach then, and they started getting points. So I feel it's both ways now. Both the new coach effect, and Hodgson himself, you know what to do. Losing to Arsenal, Man City, and Man U, I'm not surprised.
And Brighton.
I'm Brighton. I'm not surprised.
They're top teams now.
They're top teams. Yes, I'm not surprised. So, I will feel bad if you lose to Southampton this weekend. I'll feel bad. So, but I feel he'll walk away with the 3 points.
3 points. Yeah. Scoreline.
Southampton is not even cover team though. But I think it's gonna be
1-0.
1-0.
2-1.
2-1, 3-1.
Okay, 2-1, 3-1. I think that's the prediction from Christopher. So Crystal Palace sits 12th on the league right now, while Southampton are 20th on the league table. And top scorers for both teams is James Ward-Prowse. Is there any surprise to that? Of course not. He has 7 goals this season in 30 games, while Zaha has 6 goals this season in 24 games for Crystal Palace. Okay, that's it for Southampton, Crystal Palace. Over now to Tottenham, Bournemouth. That game comes up by 3 p.m. Nigerian time as well. And both teams hasn't really been in their best of forms, but a bit shaky performance this season. Tottenham in their last 5 games haven't gotten a loss, but they surely haven't looked good either, with just 2 wins from their last 5 games and 3 draws. Then for Bournemouth has 3 wins, more wins actually than Tottenham, but with 2 losses. So, Christopher, please, what do you make of this fixture?
I feel it's, for me, at Tottenham, we're going to have only 3 points. at home for the last 2 games. They've not lost. The
They are
last 2
fifth
games.
on the table right
Yes,
now.
and they're
Fifth
not-
with 53 points.
Yeah, and they've not lost in the last 2 games at home. If I'm not wrong. So I feel they're going to walk away with this 3 points. Bournemouth is trying to escape relegation. And this is the worst time to play any relegation team. That's
The more reason why I feel like Bournemouth might just spring a surprise on Tottenham this time around, because they have 30 points and they're sitting on 15th on the table right now. So it's more like a fight, like you said, a fight for away from relegation right now for Bournemouth. So the Tottenham team right now, heads up, because Bournemouth is coming for you. So top scorers for both teams. Is there any surprise if I mention Harry Kane as the top scorer for Tottenham? Of course not. He has 23 goals this season in 30 appearances for Tottenham Hotspur. And then for Bournemouth, of course, it's no surprise if I say Billing. Billing is the highest goal scorer for Bournemouth this season with 7 goals in 29 games.
Billing?
Billing.
Wow.
Billing.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, why are you shocked?
He's a defensive midfielder. I don't expect a DM to. What is Stanislas
Have you
doing?
been following up the games? I've been following up the games, and his name has been consistent on the score sheet recently, and I think that has earned him the reward
What is it?
of highest goal scorer.
God.
Over now to the next fixture on Saturday is Wolves versus Brentford this weekend, coming up by 3 p.m. as well. That game is coming up at the Molineux, the home of Wolverhampton Wanderers. And let's look at the stats for both teams in the last 5 games. Wolves has just 2 wins, and then they have 2 losses and 1 draw in the last 5 games. Then Brentford has just 1 win, surprisingly. Brentford has just 1 win and 2 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 games. Both teams sit 9th and 13th on the table. Brentford at 9th position with 43 points, and the Wolves at 13th with 31 points on the table currently. So, Christopher, what do you make of this game?
This
Both teams are shaky right now.
But I think it will be a Wolves win or draw for me. It will be a Wolves win or draw. Ever since that victory against Chelsea is going to ginger these boys, and they need the point. This Premier League, anybody can win from 17th and overthrow you at 14th. So I feel Wolves want to go home with the 3 points. Okay. So at least Wolves win or draw for me.
Oh, okay. The Wolves win or draw. Scoreline?
I think it will be a 1-0 or 1-1.
1-0 or 1-1. Okay. Top scorers for both teams. For Wolves is Daniel Podence. Daniel Podence is number 10 for Wolves, and he has 6 goals in 28 games this season. And for Brentford, of course, it's not surprising if I mention Ivan Toney as the highest goal scorer for Brentford with 18 goals in 28 games this season for Brentford. I think Toney is a man in fine form, and nice. I do hope that he leaves Brentford anytime soon. I hope he goes to a top team, because he deserves. He's a player, he's a striker that deserves a top team. Yeah. Maybe Chelsea.
Maybe Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yeah, because Chelsea actually they look like a team in need of someone to really put the ball on the back of the net right now. Well, I think we're not getting to that just yet. We'll come into that. So the last fixture for Saturday is the game between Manchester City and Leicester City. That game is the last game for Saturday. It comes up by 5:30 p.m. Nigerian time. And let's have a quick look at the stats now. It comes up, it's happening at the Etihad Stadium, the home for Manchester City. And for Manchester City, their last 5 games, it wouldn't be surprising if I say they have won all of their last 5 games. A 7-0 win over RB Leipzig, and 6-0 win over Burnley, 4-1 win over Liverpool, 4-1 win again over Southampton, and then a 3-0 win over the almighty Bayern Munich in the Champions League recently. Wow, that is some fine form, some fine goal scoring form there from Manchester City. Let's look at the stats now, the last 5 games for Leicester City, where they don't have a single win in their last 5 games. That's a sad one. I think this it was as a result of things like this that led to the sacking of Brendan Rodgers from the team. So it's not surprising. Leicester has just 1 draw in the last 5 games, and then 4 losses for Leicester City. And they both sit 2nd and 19th on the Premier League table respectively. Manchester City on 2nd with 67 points, and Leicester City on 19th with 25 points. So, Christopher, talk to me. What do you make of this game? Is it another massacre for Leicester City, or is it going to be a fairy tale this time around?
Personally, I feel Leicester are doomed. I think that they will going down.
Going down?
Yeah, they will go, I feel they will be among the 3 teams that will go
to relegation.
To relegation.
Oh, it's a sad one. Sad one. Given how they came to the Premier League.
Yeah, so I feel they're going to go.
2016. Jamie Vardy.
A lot of things went bad. I think they didn't recruit the right players. I feel, but the coach was. Rogers is a good coach, but I feel they didn't recruit the right players. After the passing away of the owner of the club,
yes,
yeah, I feel that was when the club
started having deteriorating.
Yeah.
Okay,
so no, I know Master is going to walk away with the 3 points. If I'm Guardiola, I can't lose any points. Right, I'm close to Arsenal.
Oh, you're chasing Arsenal.
Yeah, you know for sure. If Guardiola needs to win all the matches to win the league, so Leicester will not be in that position to stop him. No way.
But this is football, Christopher. Let me remind you, you're sounding so sure and so certain. He's sounding so sure and certain, forgetting that Forest, Nottingham Forest of all people, held Manchester City to a draw. A 1-1 draw at the home of Forest this season. And you're telling me, this is football, come on.
This is football.
Don't write off anything.
No, this is football, it can happen though, but
you're writing them off.
Come on, you're talking about Manchester City.
And so,
these are people that are champions. Talking about champions, they know how to play under pressure. These people that know they can play 4 different competitions at the same time, and especially people are good.
Okay, the squad depth is too much, right?
There's too much. Not just squad depth. The quality in the squad depth is what I'm talking about here.
Too much.
Not being about Mahrez for how long, but Foden is on exile, but that's scoring goals.
Wow.
So, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. So we'll have a quick look now at the top performers, the top scorers for both teams, and of course, it will be no surprise if I mention the name of Erling Braut Haaland as the top scorer for Manchester City this season in the Premier League with 30 goals in 27 Premier League games. Wow! Erling Haaland is a man on fire right now. And then for Leicester City this season, we have Harvey Barnes with 10 goals in 28 games this season for Leicester City. Okay, I think that's all for the games on Saturday. Let's have a look now at the games on Sunday, where we have West Ham playing at home to Arsenal. That game comes up by 2 p.m. Nigerian time. And to look at the stats for both teams, in the last 5 games for West Ham has just 1 loss, 3 wins and 1 draw. The draw, 1 loss, 3 wins and 1 draw. And then for Arsenal has 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 games. Both teams sit first and 14th on the Premier League table. Arsenal on first position in the Premier League with 73 points. West Ham United on 14th in the Premier League table with 30 points. Christopher, what do you make of this fixture? Is it going to be another 3 points in the bag for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, high-flying Arsenal, or is it going to be another banana peels for them this time around?
There's some stadium that Arsenal are good in winning matches. No matter how bad.
The London Stadium, right?
No matter how bad.
The London Stadium, right?
And this is one of those grounds that Arsenal know how to do their magic. So Arsenal are in fine form, quite alright. We all know that. West Ham also, they're playing well. But West Ham are doing better in Europe, in the UEFA Conference League, than in the league. So I know.
So I feel it's a walkover for Arsenal.
It won't be a walkover per se.
Okay.
But it will be 3 points in the back for Arsenal. But it won't be a walkover.
Okay.
It will be a tight game. Don't take away from West Ham.
Okay.
They are good.
Okay.
They are good. They're dangerous. But I feel Arsenal going to go with 3 points this time around.
All right. We'll go straight now to the top performers, the top scorers for Arsenal this season. It's for Arsenal and West Ham. For West Ham this season, of course, it's Danny Ings with 8 goals in 28 games for West Ham. And then for Arsenal, unsurprisingly, it's Gabriel Martinelli with 14 goals in 30 games this season for the Gunners. Okay, and then the last game for Sunday is between Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. That game comes up by 4:30 p.m. Nigerian time. So, Christopher, please, I'd like to get your thoughts on this particular game. Nottingham Forest are playing at home. Their last 5 games, they've not had any win. They've had 4 losses and 1 draw. And for Manchester United, they've had 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw. What do you make of this game? Both teams sit 4th and 18th on the Premier League respectively. Manchester United on 4th position in the Premier League with 56 points. Nottingham Forest on 18th on the Premier League with 27 points. What do you make of this fixture? Another win for Manchester United?
It will be a win, but Manchester United are under pressure right now.
Okay.
I remember some weeks back they're in third position and they had this long point gap between third and fourth. But now they have gotten to fourth position.
Okay.
And Martinez, their star defender, is injured. If I can remember, also Casemiro is out on a match ban. I think he should be back by next week or in 2 weeks' time. I feel Man U walk away with these 3 points, but it will not be an easy game
one
for Manchester United.
Against Forest,
Against
of all
Forest,
people.
at home to Forest. So I don't think it will be an easy game, but
I am not buying to that idea. Man U will destroy Forest. Well, that's your opinion, though. Okay, let's look at the top performance now for both teams. For Forest this season, of course, Johnson is the top scorer with 8 goals in 30 games. And for Manchester United, of course, unsurprisingly, it is Marcus Rashford with 15 goals in 29 games for Manchester United this season. Okay, I think that's it for the games this weekend in the Premier League. We'll go on a quick break right now, and when we return, we'll look at some important fixtures in other leagues, and then we'll talk about our main business for the day. Please stay tuned.
Hey there, are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Yes, you are welcome back to your favorite football show, Let's Talk Football. You're welcome back from that short break, and it's still your friend, your main man, Cyril Aloysius here with Christopher. And over now to our top discussions for the day. Yes, so currently all over the internet, there is this saga going on about PSG's Hakimi and his wife. You know, it's a divorce case, and she is demanding for more than half of his assets. And as a result of the confirmations in court, after some investigation must have been made, it was found out that all the properties owned by Hakimi wasn't registered under his name. So indirectly, they are trying to say that he doesn't own any of those properties. So the properties belong to his mother because the properties are under the name of his mother. As a result of that, his wife cannot walk away with any property. She's going out alone. So Christopher, please, what do you make of this headline? Because it's quite surprising. I think we've seen something similar to this between in the life of former Arsenal player Emmanuel Eboué,
yes,
where he divorced his wife and then she demanded for more than half, and that left the Arsenal star broke. He's currently broke right now, broke to stupor. I think so. It's a sad one. Yeah. I think that is where Hakimi took a leaf from and decided to learn a lesson. And then while purchasing properties, he wasn't registering them under his name. He was doing so under the name of his mother. A lot of people will say a smart move from Hakimi. Yes, that's why it was a really smart one, because I think he foresaw this day coming, and boom, here we are. Christopher, please react to this news.
Okay.
It's funny, right?
It's funny. It's funny that Hakimi has no property under his name. This is a star.
So typically, he's a mommy's boy right now. Anything he wants to buy, mommy, I want to buy earpiece. So mommy will say, okay, come and take money, go and buy earpiece.
Yeah, but I feel on the other part, okay, he came out and he actually admitted that he cheated on his wife with a lady, but he's saying he didn't rape her. Now she's insisting that he raped her.
And the case is in court right now.
So
not yet settled.
It's not yet settled. So she's trying to find a balance between that. But let's go back to the issue of him registering all his property under his mom.
And his wife demanding for more than half. That's greed. Christopher.
No,
that's wickedness. It's witchcraft.
On his own part, people can say that is greed, that is witchcraft. But
it's witchcraft.
Okay, I feel she is supposed to get something out of divorce.
she's supposed to get something.
Yes, at least.
I'm not disputing that.
At least 50%.
But come on, she's demanding for more than half of the man's property.
No.
What does that mean?
No, more than
you want to
half.
wreck him?
No, more than half is too much.
Fear women.
No. More than half is too much. But I feel she should get something out of it, despite the fact that Hakimi has registered the properties under his mom. I feel the court should still find a way to make him to pay.
Find me trade.
No, he should.
Can you listen to Christopher right now?
He should. Because, okay, they won't be here if he's not cheated on his wife.
Okay.
That's the point. See, let's be realistic here. They won't be at this point if he wouldn't have cheated on his wife. We are only getting this issue now because Hakimi had an extramarital affair. So assuming it was the wife that had this affair,
it'll have been a different case. It's a different ballgame.
So now, I think he's the man that he should own up to his mistakes.
Yes, I think I'll agree with you on the fact that yes, she should live with something. I think that is down to Hakimi's sympathy to say, okay, since you want to go, okay, from my own heart, mommy, please give me something. Let me give it to her. Let her go with it.
But
and all of that.
Are you looking at it this way?
But if you want to go by the law right now, by the law, she's not going with anything.
No, see, that is the issue now. I feel I think the law is meant to protect everybody. Okay, now if this lady
at this point, it's almost like the law's hands are tied.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
They can't do anything.
See, you should think about all these things now. Come on, before you making a law like this that during divorce a woman can ask for some amount, you need to be proactive to think about what if the man puts
okay.
See, the truth is that if I feel that if the woman,
so you're saying there's a loophole in the law.
If Hiba if Hakimi's wife
Hiba her book,
if she goes home with nothing, I assure you every footballer will want to do what Hakimi is doing.
I would encourage every footballer to do, because right now it's almost like the women can't be trusted anymore. It's almost they are here for the bag.
No, I don't agree with that. Then if we are saying that every footballer is going to do what Hakimi is doing, it simply means that we are encouraging all the footballers to get married, to marry and to cheat. Okay, because at the end of the day, the women go home with nothing. So it's like stay in the marriage or go home with nothing. So I feel that she should go home.
Okay, Christopher, don't get me wrong. I perfectly understand the angle you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yes, this is not me saying a footballer should go and cheat. In fact, as a matter of fact, it is wrong for you to cheat. If you're married, you should stay faithful to your wife. But men would always be men most of the times. And if it happens, come on, how could you disrespect your wife to the level where you have to bring the cheating game to the house? That is disrespect on the highest order. To the house, not even in the hotel where I was okay, at least give us some respect outside, to the house, because she went on vacation with the kids. So it was when she was on vacation. I think there are lots of stories to this. There are so many sides to this story right now, but I think the most rampant one right now is the fact that she went on vacation with the kids and she heard from where she was that her husband is cheating, and she came back all upset and filed for divorce. So I'm not saying as a man you should cheat. No, try and stay faithful to your wife. But should it happen, please be considerate and make sure you compensate your wife well enough for her to leave with something, because come on, she can't bear the whole shame and of course knowing the fact that you went to do with another woman. Come on,
that's the thing.
Come on,
was she not good enough for you?
Oh, she was not enough for you. That's the question. All right. Okay. I think we actually have to put a pause right now to this particular topic because we have other topics to discuss. Let's talk about Chelsea right now, because this season, Christopher, you will agree with me that Chelsea have been seriously shambolic. If there's any word worse than that, they have been horrific. They have been underwhelming. In fact, over 300 and something million pounds spent in this past January transfer window, and on the field of play, totally nothing to show for it. Chelsea aren't looking like the team they used to be 2 years ago before the departure of Thomas Tuchel. In came Graham Potter to replace Thomas Tuchel, and then I think that was where it went from sky to bottom of the sea for Chelsea, because Chelsea since then hasn't looked the same. And even when all the Chelsea fans were screaming, "Oh, Potter out, sack Potter, Potter out, sack Potter, Potter is not the right man for Chelsea," and all of that, it turns out that the owners of Chelsea eventually heard the cry of the fans and eventually let go of Graham Potter. And we were anticipating the imminent appointment of one of the very best coaches in the business right now, in former Bayern Munich coach. Remind me of his name.
Is it Hasnick? Ralph Hasnick?
Yes, Ralph. Yes. And then Luis Enrique as well. Top coaches. And then Chelsea went to bring back one of her legends, Frank Lampard, who had an initial spell in the team and did not do well. A lot of question marks, a lot of eyebrows were raised, in respect to this decision from the Chelsea board. We don't know what led to this. We don't know, but it is still unclear why a coach like Frank Lampard would be brought back to a top team like Chelsea to manage Chelsea at this critical point in time when we really need that a breath of fresh air to take us out of our dying moments. Because right now I think Chelsea is a sinking sand and really need some saving right now. So I don't know what is wrong with Chelsea. What is wrong with Chelsea? Christopher, please, what is wrong with Chelsea?
Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea having a lot of issues right now. Aside from the fact that they brought in the wrong coach to take over from Thomas Tuchel.
I think the question is, what is really the problem with Chelsea? Is it managerial problems or player problems, personal problems?
Now, I'll start from the top.
Ownership.
1. Number 2, managerial problem. The owner, he needs someone to take over from Graham Potter, who was a mistake.
Okay.
Frank Lampard is not the best.
Come on.
You need a coach that I think that has proven himself.
Come on.
And number 2, now look at the players. They're not playing as if they have anything to lose.
My God.
They're playing as if they don't have anything at all.
Did you watch Chelsea against Real Madrid? You shed tears.
I watched the match.
You shed tears.
I was happy.
A team that knows that they are out of every other competition. The league, they are out of it. They're even chasing relegation right now. Chelsea chasing relegation. I'm telling you the truth. They are 11th on the league right now. The only hope of a trophy this season for Chelsea is the Champions League, and they couldn't put in a monster performance against. Yes, I know Madrid is a tough opponent. I know, but come on, Madrid aren't invincible when it comes to Chelsea. Look at the records. Madrid, prior to the victory at the Bernabeu a few days ago, Madrid had only won Chelsea once in about 5 competitive meetings or 6 competitive meetings. That was the 3-1 victory they won at Stamford Bridge. So the victory just a few days ago was the second time Madrid had defeated Chelsea in a major competition. And it's almost like history is now beginning to rewrite itself in favor of Real Madrid. And it's not funny. It's not funny in any way. Chelsea is a top team. Chelsea is a team that is used to winning at least a single trophy every season. There is a reason why Chelsea is the best team, the best English team for the past 20 years now. Go and check the stats. So you don't come into a team like Chelsea, you buy players who are used to winning, and then you end up appointing a manager that has no record whatsoever in winning trophies. It is a mistake. Check the reign of during the era of Roman Abramovich, when he took over at Chelsea, I think 2003 or so. He employed one of the very best in the game. Then I think that was Jose Mourinho. Yeah. Jose Mourinho then had just won the Champions League. You see, he wanted to build a team, a winning team. He brought in a coach with a winning mentality, with a record in winning. That's the way it's done. That's the way it's done. Jurgen Klopp from Liverpool, before he came to Liverpool, he had a record in winning trophies. Pep Guardiola had a record. Check them. I think apart from Arsenal, in Arteta's case, of course, I perfectly understand why Arteta was given so much time, because Arteta did not spend as much money as Lampard and Graham Potter spent. But look at the results now. It's paying off. You want us to trust the process, but you're not giving us reasons to trust the process. It's frustrating.
Yeah, that's why I said that Chelsea's issue it was it's from the ownership. Okay, and Timboli, if you have taken someone like Zidane, is like, for instance, or Luis Enrique, at least, or Peter still allow Graham Potter to finish the ship, or allow the assistant coach to be the caretaker coach. Than bringing in Frank Lampard. And what about also the players themselves? Frank Lampard is not motivating these players enough. These players also, they're not also motivating themselves enough. There's not this. I remember when Everton was fighting for relegation last season. You could see the ginger in the team, starting from the goalkeeper down to the striker. There was this ginger, there was this togetherness in the team. You could see the fight, the hunger to stay in the Premier League,
to stay alive.
There is no that. I can't see that ginger in Chelsea. It's not there. And what about the players they have? Are not the right set of players. How can the coach go to the market, transfer market? He didn't get a single striker. Bringing Fofana to start for you. Fofana that don't have any record. He playing for Club Brugge. Someone that play for Club Brugge. Come play in a club like Chelsea and Aubameyang, a man of 35 years, a bit 34 years. So
you're saying some poor transfer business
from the recruits, from the onset, the business was bad. Not getting a striker, a proven number 9 for Chelsea was one of their biggest mistakes.
They had one. They let him go. Lukaku.
I don't blame Chelsea for Lukaku.
Lukaku caused his own problem.
Yes, I don't blame Chelsea for Lukaku, but I believe that they should have still going into the transfer markets. I mean, they had the money. You can't be getting Chukwemeka a winger, Madueke a winger. See, you're still getting Mudrik a winger. You still have Ziyech a winger. You still have Kai Havertz, you have Joe Felix. You just have people that just play in the midfield positions. Joe Felix is not a number 9. That guy is a number 8. Kai Havertz is a number 8. You have players that play in midfield position. I don't have a proven number 9. How will you score goals? Even when the team, even there's crosses from regimes and
nobody is in the box to use the crosses.
They don't want to attack. It's a different. This pushes into this number 9 attack.
Yes.
What Alvarez has in Man City.
The only person that would have done that for us against Real Madrid at Bernabeu was Aubameyang, and he was deregistered from the team by Graham Potter.
And Aubameyang said he wasn't playing well. Check so far when he was playing for Chelsea before this Champions League last season. After last season, he wasn't playing well.
But whenever he came to the Champions League, you could see him come alive.
He wasn't playing well. Aubameyang was not just the right fit for Chelsea. Chelsea thought they could manage Aubameyang. They thought it was what he was when he was at Arsenal and at Dortmund and at Barcelona. But it wasn't.
So what do you think is the solution for Chelsea right now?
Chelsea right now have two things to do. The defense for me is okay. I see no issue with Chelsea defense. The reason why Chelsea are complaining on defense is because they're not scoring goals. When you score goals, you don't see your lapse in defense so much. Man City have defensive issues. Imagine a team using 4 against Bayern, use 4 centre halves to play a full match. Ake is a centre half. Akanji is a centre half. Ruben Dias is a centre half. Johnson is a centre half. Still yet Bayern going to score. They're scoring. Did anybody mention making any issue about defense? No. If Chelsea are scoring goals, it should get a number 9. At least 2 number 9. Let's go.
A well-proven
number 9. What about Man City? If Alvarez go on, if Halaand is injured, Alvarez is there, he scores.
But personally, I feel that Fofana could actually do that backup striker.
I've watched Fofana in Chelsea. I've watched Madueke. I don't know why he's being benched, Madueke, even though he's not more of a good scorer, but he has this, he knows how to mark.
Yes. And he's more direct in his dribbles.
More direct in his dribbles. But I feel that this is why I'm telling you. Just have 2 issues: maintenance problem and a striking problem. You can't be having someone like Madueke, someone like Mudrik, and you're benching them. I know Chelsea are not playing the kind of pattern of football that Man City is playing. Man City don't need a number 9 to score. Don't forget last season they played almost half of last season without number 9, and they scored. Sterling was scoring, Foden was scoring, Mahrez was scoring. Even at the point they played Brazil as a first 9, and he was scoring. So Chelsea are not playing that kind of football. Arsenal must play the kind of pattern of football, but Chelsea don't play that kind of football. So Chelsea need a number 9 and a good manager, someone like Zidane,
proven manager,
someone that's proven, someone that has that
record for winning,
that has trophy in his cabinet. So that Chelsea should let go of. They will let go of Lampard for sure, but I feel
no, he's interim. He's not there permanently.
He's a caretaker.
Yes.
I feel moving forward, it doesn't then or Enrique should come in and you see this squad Chelsea have, they'll do wonders. Give them time.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts on that headline. So lastly, before we round it up on the show for today, we heard after the game between Bayern Munich, Manchester City and Bayern Munich at the Etihad Stadium, the Champions League. Surprisingly, Liverpool's former number 10, Sadio Mane, had a a fight in the dressing room with his teammate, Leroy Sané, and he punched him in the lips from what we found out. So, I don't know what you make of this, but Thomas Tuchel has come out to defend Sadio Mane, saying that the Mane he knows is a calm person, and of course he's here to make things better. He said lots of good things about Sadio Mane. Definitely very typical of Thomas Tuchel, something he should do to calm the pressure down in the dressing room right now. But what do you make of that particular incident?
I gathered that.
What do you think must have led Mane to do such a thing? Because I don't think there's anybody that will agree that Mane would ever think of doing such.
From what I gathered, it was abused racially by Leroy Sané. He called it was a black sheep or a black something like that.
Sané abused him.
Yeah, that was the word he used allegedly. I said allegedly, but that was what I gathered. So that was what led to Mane's bust up against Sané. So it's yet to be proven. Bayern as a club hasn't made any official statement about that statement that Sané made. So now Mane is on suspension. I think one match ban, yes, and some fine. But nothing heard on Sané's end. I think Sané is free to go. So I feel okay. But if it's true that Sané actually abusing racially, I feel Bayern is doing the wrong thing by giving Mane a one match ban and say finding him and not treating Sané for football is no to racism. So why should my own teammate be abusing me racially? Instead he's protecting me.
Exactly.
I can see why at times Balotelli
gets upset.
Then he bend the knee and Zaha. They don't.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts, Christopher. I really appreciate you today for coming by, and I must say that it's been an amazing time hanging around with you today on the program. My name is Cyril Aloysius. Thank you so much. This is the end of our program, your best football program here on SAF TV, and keep following us for more of better content like this. Football Gist, don't forget, we're coming away again next week, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure that you do so, and after subscribing you could do well to turn on your notification bells so you will get notified when we come online and drop new videos. You can check us out on different social media platforms as well. We are on YouTube, Retaf TV on YouTube, on Instagram, Retaf TV_NG on Instagram, on Facebook and Twitter, Retaf TV. So this is the end. Once again, my name is Cyril, and it's bye for now. See you some other time.